Hello everybody and welcome to this video. Today is a different type of video and I'm sure many of my subscribers are going to click off this. But that's okay because today is not for my subscribers. It's for the people who like Dota 2 and are looking for some education. Because I'm here to educate some people on some shit that they need to understand about Dota 2. That many people do not understand about the game of Dota 2. Especially at low MMRs. So I'm going to tell you about lane creep gold. And specifically about what I call the 81-81 principle. So why is it called the 81-81 principle in Dota 2? It's because there are exactly 81 creeps before 10 minutes that you can farm that are in the lane. So lane creeps. You can farm 81 of the enemy creeps, and you can deny 81 of the enemy's creeps. Let's be real. Let's be reasonable. We're not denying 81 creeps, and we're probably not farming all 81 creeps, but that is the exact number that you could if you were a robot. If you're a robot, if the enemy was AFK, this is the exact number you can farm. And why is this important to know? Because this number is what our ideal is. If we were perfect, we are shooting for this number. So the closer we get to that number of lane creeps farmed, the better a player we are going to be. And if you don't believe me that this is in fact the number, if you think this is not the number and I'm yanking your chain here, it's not actually 81-81. Well, I will show you how you can test this for yourself if you're curious. You go into demo here, you're going to pick Lifestealer because he can deny creeps at 75%. And we are going to grab 5 Divine Rapiers. And I'm going to show you here what you're going to do. It's going to be very, very cool. Creep waves are on. Yep, good. Okay. Let me grab my 5 Divine Rapiers here. 1 Rapier, 2. Okay, and we are going to sit here. And we're going to farm every single creep for 10 minutes. Because you can one-shot all the creeps. I probably need 5 Divine Rapiers, but, you know, 3 is good enough. So, yeah, we just sit here, deny, and last hit. And we're going to do that for 10 whole minutes. And if you do that for 10 minutes, you're going to come to the same conclusion that I did, which is that there are 81-81. That's the concept. That's what you're going to get. There's 81 creeps, and 81 denies you can get. So, what does this mean for us? How much gold can we actually make from lane creeps? And let me move my camera here. I think it's... No, it's not in the way this time. Okay, nice. Awesome. So, melee creeps are going to get you an average of 36 gold. So, 36 gold per melee creep, 48 for ranged, and a whopping 82 for flag bearer creeps. Because you get the 36 from them being a melee creep, and you get an additional 46 for the inspiration aura. So that's a lot of gold for flag bearer creeps. Keep that in mind, gentlemen. So now we're going to move on to the next slide here, and how much gold for each wave then? Alright, well, we're going to get, for 3 melee, 1 ranged, that's going to be, these are normal waves, 157 gold. 1 flag bearer, 2 melee, and a ranged is going to get us 203 gold. And a flag bearer, siege creep, 2 melees, and 1 ranged is going to get us 259 gold. So the flag bearer waves are going to start spawning at 2 minutes into the game. And then they're going to spawn every minute after that. That's what you have to understand. So the first 3 waves of the game, from minute 0 to 1 minute 30, are going to be normal waves. And then from then on, we're going to start having flag bearer waves. And so what does this mean for the waves? How many waves actually are we able to get before 10 minutes? What does this mean? Well, there's going to be 7 flag bearer waves without a cart. There's going to be 1 cart wave with the flag bearer, and there's going to be 11 regular waves that we can farm. And this is going to total out, if you were to farm all of these to that number right there on your screen, 3411 gold. That's how much gold you can get if you farmed 81 creeps from the lane. And what does this mean for us? What does this mean, gentlemen? Well, we have a 90 GPM passive gold income. Everybody has this. You get this at the start of the game, and that's going to give us an extra 900 gold by 10 minutes, which means if you farmed every creep, your grand total of gold you're going to have with no kills or anything like that, 4311. So if you have 4,311, you can get a Battle Fury at 10 minutes. You can get a Radiance at 10 minutes if you farm some jungle camps. You can get a Mask of Madness Echo Saber at 10 minutes if you farm some jungle camps, if you include a few in there. You can get a Hand of Midas if you got that number. But if you're getting a Hand of Midas, it's probably because you're not getting close to that number. If you're Medusa, you can get a Manta style if you include a couple jungle camps. Essentially what this means is if you get all of these creeps, if you were to get every single creep, you would have 4,311 gold net worth, right? And you would be able to get any of these items. This is not including kills or anything like that. This is just maybe if you splash a couple jungle camps into there, as well as getting all the lane creeps. So that's pretty insane, because if we look at pro players, what are they getting for timings, right? With a Battle Fury, we're looking at an average of 12 minutes, 11 to 12 minutes, or something like that, something along these lines. So if you were a perfect robot, you could get a 10-minute Battle Fury or earlier every single game. If you're some sort of robot, if the enemy team falls asleep at their keyboard, you could. And more specifically, if you incorporate jungle camps, you can do this. You can actually do this. So how many creeps though? Because we're talking about a fantasy right now. We're talking about a fantasy of thinking in your head, the 81, I can get the 81. But we understand as people, we're playing Dota, we're not perfect, we're going to miss CS. And there's also going to be a guy trying to stop us from getting CS. He's not just going to let us have it, right? So what is the actual number we want to hit as a carry player? And this is taken straight from a Pain Dota video. I think this is one of the most impactful things I've ever been told as a carry player for my growth as a player and learning. Is this number right here, 60 last hits at 10 minutes. That's the number we want to hit incorporating jungle camps. So no matter what happens in the game, we are aiming for 60 last hits. Okay? You're going to get away with a lot more in lower MMR if you're focused on it. You can get out of lane with 80, 90. You can go crazy. You can go crazy. You can get a lot of last hits in low MMR. Pick Sven, have a great time. But the goal for everybody, 60. Okay? 81, 81. That's our perfection. We're looking for 81, 81 lane creeps, right? We're never going to get that. We're never going to get that. Not even the pros get that. But remember, this is the number. So why did I tell you all this? You're probably thinking, what does this matter? I know I need to hit creeps. Obviously, I need to get gold. Well, this is the main point of the video. This is what I've been coming and building up to the entire video here, is what about kills? So in low MMRs, there is a mantra. You will literally hear them say this. Herald players say this shit. They actually say this, okay? Guardian players, Heralds, people in low MMR literally say, farm heroes, not creeps. No! No! You want to farm both, because here's the math. A kill in the early game is worth 1 creep wave, roughly. Okay? First Blood's worth 2. This is the exact numbers for the kill bounties with the formulas. So until level 4, a kill you get is worth. Okay, and there's also, I'll get into the nuance here in a minute, but it is worth 1 creep wave. So if we are missing creep waves, right? Because we're bad, we're missing last hits, we're getting zoned, we are essentially missing kills. If I told you that 2 creep waves is worth 2 kills, if I told you if you got 8 CS, you would have the same amount of gold as somebody with 2 kills and no last hits, you would look at me like, I'm a deranged lunatic. But it's true. It's literally true. Okay? If you farm creep waves and you get no kills, and there's a guy with I don't know, five kills, but he can't, I don't know, he unbound auto attack or something. He can't hit creeps. I don't know how he's killing people, but you know, maybe he's crazy. Maybe he's crazy, you know. He's casting spells to kill people and he's not last hitting. You will have the same amount of gold as that guy. For the most part, you know, minding kill streaks and stuff. But that's the point I'm driving home here, okay? This is what I'm really driving home, is these creeps are more valuable even than kills. And in low MMRs, I'm not telling you not to kill people, obviously, because if you're also getting all the creeps and you're killing people, you're snowballing really, really hard. And there are times when you're going to realize you're going to have to kill the enemy to get the wave, because they're going to zone you or whatever. You need to kill them to get the creeps. But I'm telling you, you need to understand that a kill is worth a creep wave. They are 1-to-1 for the most part for the early game. Obviously, and this is where the nuance comes in, if you kill somebody, it's definitely better because they don't get to farm creeps. You're denying them creeps as well as accelerating yourself because you get to farm the creeps uncontested. But the point being here is you need to prioritize the creeps. It's all about the creeps, baby. If you're playing carry, you're playing for the creeps, okay? The kills are nice, and they're going to help you accelerate, but you're playing for the creeps because the creeps are the kills, because they are the gold, and the gold is what gets you the kills. So understand that concept. If you're a low MMR player and there's one thing you take away from this video, it is that if you are playing carry, you cannot be missing whole waves. You just can't, okay? You can't be missing waves. You know, obviously it's not good to die and stuff. You know, don't die for waves. I'm not telling you to do anything stupid, but this is the most important part right here. Is these are worth lots of gold. Lots of gold, gentlemen. Do not think that you're going to get away with not being able to farm at high MMRs. Because just being good at pressing your buttons and killing people is not going to give you an advantage if there is a guy who literally knows how to farm. If he's playing AM and he knows how to farm every single creep, he's going to be more farmed than you. He's going to end the game. You're going to get fucked. So, you know, you Huskar players and fucking Herald, okay? Just remember to get your CS while you're playing Huskar, okay? And that's my PSA for you, gentlemen. Remember that if you are the GOAT and you hit your 81, you can have a Battle Fury at under 10 minutes. You can have a Radiance under 10 minutes. You can do crazy shit. The sky is the limit. If Yatoro was playing in a game, in a Herald bracket, that dude would have a fucking 7-minute Radiance or something, okay? Hector got a 7-minute Gleipnir in a pro game, okay? Remember that meme? You guys remember that one? Yeah, okay? You can do it too. If you prioritize the creeps and you lock in, you can do it. That's all from me today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Just remember, 1 kill equals 1 creep wave in the early game. Thank you for watching, and have a good rest of your day.